This week in Syria, the US has continued to lead interventions against the Islamic State group. Turkey has also decided to join the fight after weeks of insurgent action along its border with Syria. Turkey had previously refused to join the coalition strikes, saying that military interventions would not offer a permanent solution. Meanwhile, inside Syria, the people of the city of Homs continue protesting the deaths of 47 children after a suicide bomb attack earlier this week. In Brazil, voters are preparing to head to the polls on Sunday. Presidential candidates are making last-ditch campaign stops to convince any remaining undecided voters. The latest polls put incumbent Dilma Rousseff of the Workers' Party firmly in the lead over Marina Silva and Aécio Neves. It remains unseen whether Rousseff will win outright in the first round with 50%, or whether the race will advance to a second round. Polls show that Rousseff would prevail in a head-to-head runoff with Silva.
Argentina officially notified the US Secretary of State John Kerry and New York Judge Tomas Griesa this Monday that it rejects the request made by the Vulture Fund creditors to declare Argentina in contempt of court for not complying with the judge's sentence. Timmerman also said that decisions taken by the US could affect Argentina's debt restructuring process, violating the sovereignty of the Argentine Republic as a result. The Argentine government, which has the strong support of its constituents in relation to this matter, will continue to pay what it owes, but only in fair, equitable and sustainable legal conditions that don't place its economic development in danger. Even though a judge 5,000 miles away in Manhattan declares a sovereign state like Argentina in contempt of court, Buenos Aires will again pay what it owes to all of its creditors in its next payment due this Tuesday. And that includes the Vulture Fund creditors, which throw a spanner in the works over and over again. Argentina proves yet again that it is willing to pay back all it owes, but never at the expense of the well-being of its people. From Buenos Aires, Lionel Político Guti, teleSUR.
Hundreds of mourners have been gathering outside the Venezuelan capital's National Assembly to say their goodbyes to the Venezuelan lawmaker Robert Serra. The young politician for the United Socialist Party of Venezuela was found murdered in his home last night alongside his partner in what appears to have been a pre-planned assassination. The body of the murdered political leader is expected to be brought to the National Assembly later on this evening, where he will lie in state over the next few days. Despite the sudden onset of a rainstorm, many mourners refused to go home. They demanded justice for the man who many said could have been the next president of Venezuela. Government officials say they have launched a special investigation in order to find those responsible for the killing of Serra, one of the best-loved political activists of the United Socialist Party of Venezuela. I'm Rachel Boothroyd reporting for teleSUR from Caracas, Venezuela.
Doctors in the United States have confirmed that a man traveling from West Africa and previously thought to be healthy has in fact contracted Ebola. The case was registered in Dallas, Texas. The man infected was traveling from Liberia, one of the countries most affected by the deadly virus. Even though 4 U.S. health workers were infected in previous months, this is the first time a civilian has been diagnosed with the virus. It's also the first time the infected patient was not diagnosed until returning to the United States. As many as 80,000 pro-democracy protesters have taken to the streets of Hong Kong this week, defying requests by the government to disperse. The so-called Umbrella Revolution seeks to democratize the electoral process in Hong Kong and reduce the influence of mainland China on the island.